Press A and B to play. I'd forgotten before I saw this that this was typical on Wii era games. They wanted to make sure that, I think, you knew where both of these buttons were, because you can see the A button on the front, but then it's like, where's the B button? And the B button's critical for a lot of games. I thought that I would be able to outrun them. I was like, level 1, they're just going to let you outrun it. And I don't have a problem with that happened. Like, it makes sense. I just wasn't expecting that for the first level that you couldn't outrun them. So that doesn't feel unfair to me. It just feels logical. It's just, again, not what I was expecting for level 1. So I guess that's one of the things, is that there are warning shots with everything. Like, I don't feel like anything's been a surprise. Okay, and you... So let's try that again. Can I jump out of that? Okay, I can. So you have enough of a headway so that if it's just outside of the screen, can I roll? Okay, it seems like they barely give you enough so that you can see, and you can jump over it. Okay, so they do give you enough headway there. I was like, are they giving me enough time to tell? So if you give warnings of danger, then the player's going to know, hey, this is coming up. And if they ignore the warning, then they'll be like, oh, there was a warning right there. I should have seen that coming. You're given the heads up in like more than one way. You see him chomping. You see his chompers. He's going to bite at some point. But then you also have the 1, 2, 3. So you have multiple chomps. You have the classic 1, 2, 3 on the third one you have to watch out. And then you've also got the animation of him backing up. So you've got like 3 different ways. Like, the player cannot excuse it. You can give multiple new combinations of what you already know. If it's like, hey, here's something that you don't know, that can end up feeling unfair if it's new information and you haven't had a chance to test it or learn about it. In this case, it's stuff that you know. Then it can feel tough because it's like, I haven't done this before, but at the same time, you have, just in smaller pieces. Something else that I find fascinating in this game is that without a timer, they're kind of encouraging you, hey, take as much time as you need. Okay. Ah. So wait. Oh, there's one down there just as a safety. That's nice. When introduce something new, have a failsafe the first time. Tough is relative is another thing to keep in mind. And then one of the things as well is when it came to that, where it was frustrating was unexpected behavior. So I would say minimize unexpected behaviors. Jumping and landing on this guy makes you lose all of your momentum. So something that you're encouraged to do in other parts of the games you're discouraged from doing here. I basically feel like I don't trust the game is the problem. Like there's being like, hey, like that. Like I was trying to keep on it because I didn't trust that the game would keep me on it. So when you get to a point as a player when you don't trust the game, you've definitely gone from tough but fair into a bad category. Player must trust the game. So I think that it's fair to say that a lot of tough but fair comes down to how much do you trust the game. If you can't trust the game, and the game isn't giving you information to trust, so like the game needs to give you information to trust, and it needs to be trustworthy. And yeah, let's actually get rid of some of this. If the player doesn't trust that the game's giving them accurate information, they won't trust the information that the game's giving them. For a tough but fair game, you must give timely info to trust, and you must be trustworthy. Implementing the info effectively is what makes it tough. Information given in good time is what makes it fair. So, for example, if a player can see that there is a pit, then they can jump over it. But if it's given too quickly, then they can't jump over it and they just die. Or if it's not given at all and you can't see the pit until you fall into it, that's the worst. Then it's like there's nothing. So if you give timely info to trust and you're trustworthy, then your players will trust you and the game will feel tough but fair. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please consider liking it. If you want to subscribe, then consider subscribing because you want to anyway. And if you don't want to, then don't. But also have a great rest of your day because I want you to have a great rest of your day. I don't care if you don't want to, but I want you to, so you better